Good morning. Welcome to morning practice with me, Olivia. It's Wednesday, January 17th. Welcome to another Wednesday morning together. We were talking yesterday about small decisions and how they are all every part of our decision-making process, whether we think it's related or not, tends to have effect and influence and impact on the greater whole of the sort of larger decisions we take that we want to make as offerings in our life. And that was related to Monday's discussion about what this offering is, what morning practice with Olivia is, which is really about offering a space to help you have tools to connect to your heart, to connect to your breath, to go inward for meditation and also some movement practice too. These being part of the 8 limbs of yoga. Whether or not yoga is something that you do, these are all really amazing practices that we can harness in our bodies to have a greater connection to our inner selves, away from the noise, distraction, and fluctuations that, really impede and impact our daily routine, our daily life. We are told and given so much information and also cultural imprinting of what it is to be successful, what it is to be a successful human. And it's interesting, actually. I did my education, higher education, as a visual artist. And when I first went off to art school, after leaving the equivalent of high school or secondary school in England, though I was actually in Scotland, I remember the art school I was going to in the autumn, sending out a questionnaire along with like a book reading list and all of that to begin. And it's interesting because it really does talk about the question I'm thinking of is, what is your idea of success? What does success mean to you? What does success look like? Not even sure they used those exact words, but it really made me think at an early age. I mean, it made me think about at an early age, and I think I was 18 at the time. And I was thinking specifically success as a visual artist. And it's so interesting because, now at the place I am in life, I've had to really redefine my idea of success, and many, many times throughout my life. And it has given me a perspective, not just in relationship to my art, but also in relationship to life itself. And I think a lot of us give ourselves a lot of self-judgment for maybe not attaining the success that we feel would define us, not even by our own standards, by standards that are imposed from external sources. And where do those real standards come from? all this is to say, I, in part create this offering because I think we live in a time where either you put yourself under enormous pressure to keep appearing or keep attaining a certain outward appearance, but maybe don't have much of a relationship with your inner self, or it's been such a struggle for so long. All that's left is fostering a real strength within, because the outer standards of success, despite years and years of hard work or dedication, especially in the visual arts, it's just very difficult to attain what, one might define as visibility success, let's say. So it does give us pause for thought and fostering a relationship with our inner selves that is not about attainment or measurement, but about knowing our inner truth is vital. And we can use the practice of slowing down, we can use the practice of meditation, and we can use the practice of breath work and movement to cultivate awareness in our body and ourselves with our mental processes. But I do think it's useful, and it certainly has been useful for me, because when we talk about the idea of success, it's often related to expectation. And, as we go through, and as we were saying on Monday, you are dedicated and devoted without any sense of expectation of outcome. Now, that sounds great, right? But what if you offer something for 20 years of your life or 3 months in a row, and the reception, the engagement with the world doesn't look anything like what you had imagined or hoped for? Do you change course? Do you say, well, this isn't working? It does beg these questions. I think you have to go back to the origination of the impulse and really examine what your purpose and intention is. And if it's purely that you must express, then you're going to continue to express no matter what the outcome, and have a relationship with how you navigate what you hoped it would be. And I think that's true, when we want to offer something like this practice, knowing that whatever the reception is in the outer world, that I'm remaining in integrity and truth and devotion and continuing to offer it. And if there is a time to revisit that decision, I will know it, but it's not here yet. But I do think we all grapple with the idea of success in relation to what we do and in relation to how we want our lives to live or to appear. And I do think 2024 is going to be a, a year where, you might, and this came up for me yesterday, find a sort of sense of personal revolution internally. No, I'm not even talking about external. You know, you may find that it's just simply the models, the measurements, the attainment, the success. I want to call it the success measurements that I have been given aren't working, and there needs to be a different way of garnering our sense of self other than measuring it in how it appears in the outer world. I hope that makes sense. I know I've gone on quite a bit this morning, and there I was thinking I didn't have anything to talk about, but let's find meditation, perhaps because perhaps because I'm not being very articulate, but let's find some meditation and connect to our heart and put into practice what I'm speaking about rather than speaking about it. So we're going to just come into silence, close your eyes, find yourself in a nice tall seat, breathing in, breathing out, maybe just letting whatever that was that you just said or what I just said just go out of the room. Bye. Thank you very much. And finding your stillness. And you're just noticing the theater of the mind, the thoughts, the fluctuations, the temptations to get embroiled in a thought about this or that. It's all a drama going on stage, and you are removed from that drama. You are outside of it, and the volume is turned down. And you are observing it from the outside. But actually, as we go quiet, as we go within, it's not that interesting right now. And really, what's interesting is coming into a sense of presence with ourselves, feeling where the body is, feeling how the sit bones have contact, feeling what part of the foot is in contact with the earth, the feet, the legs. If you're sitting in a chair, how the support of the chair holds you. And let's just sit here and breathe for a moment and notice. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Another deep breath in and a deep breath out. Meditation is a quiet place, and it can be uncomfortable because we want to latch on to the thoughts that keep us anchored in this sort of sense of always attaining, always doing. But when you allow yourself to step away from that, you might find yourself meeting yourself in an entirely new way. And you might find yourself feeling your heart in a way that maybe you don't allow yourself to as we make passage through our life, through the attaining, the doing, goals. So just sitting here, and if you feel called to, you can place one hand over your heart center and the other over top. And just find yourself holding yourself here. And you may even notice the heartbeat like a small drum underneath the hands. The warmth of the hands and the energy of the palms connecting to that heartbeat. And just feeling the body, having appreciation for that consistent beating heart. That heart that keeps us alive, a heart that never stops, this pure source of life inside of us. And the deep, deep, brilliant light that resides in each one of us, in our hearts. And that light that we can offer to ourselves, to each other. And as you sit holding your heart center, you may bring into your mind's vision a beloved, a situation in the world, someone who may be experiencing suffering, anything or anyone that you would like to offer your heart light to in this moment, taking a deep breath in through your heart. And as you exhale, just imagining that light of your heart extending wherever it needs to go. And then we can do that again, breathing in through the heart. And exhaling, offering the heart light. One more breath in, filling yourself up. And exhaling. And we'll take a few moments in silence. And allow the breath to deepen. And slowly blinking the eyes open. And I'll just share what came through in my meditation then, which seemed to want to be said, which is the idea of success even useful? That's one for me to think longer about, so I can articulate it better for you. But I think it's interesting that that's what is coming through for me today. So as we sit in meditation and reflect or just feel into the silence, sometimes in that quiet space, a sentence like that will come forward. And if that happens for you, I really invite you, after our session is over today, to just write that one simple sentence down somewhere, if you have a journal or a post-it note maybe that you can observe and meditate on later. Or just allow yourself to have some time to reflect on anything that might have come through for you, that when you're in that quieter space. And I don't mean like one of our distraction, fluctuating thoughts, but more of dropping into the heart space and letting your inner self have the quietness and safety to speak your truth, and then cultivating a relationship with that truth that is spoken. So we're getting on in our morning here. So I'm going to say, let's go to the mat and begin our gratitude practice. And we'll just include our breathing as we'll include a breathing as just part of our practice today. I got distracted. Oh, yesterday when I switched the music on, I noticed later in the video that it never came on. Now I've just switched the music on again. It'll be interesting to see. I like to have a little bit of background music, but sometimes it doesn't work. I'm not sure. Well, we'll find out, but hopefully it's playing today. So let's go into the mat, and having two blocks, some blankets for support under the knees can be helpful. I seem to like to do supported heart openers on Wednesdays. I don't know why. I was just noticing that. But if you do have two blocks, definitely grab them. If you don't have two blocks, some sturdy cushions, sofa cushions. If you got any oblong cushions, that's going to be really good, like a bolster. And if you don't have that, maybe some rolled up blankets. But first we'll meet on the mat in a cross-legged position, and then we'll get into the heart opener. Okay. So making our way. Finding a seat and cross-legged. If you need to move things and wiggle things, maybe stretch your legs out for a moment. And just allow your hands to massage the tops of your legs. Maybe allow yourself to just put some movement in the hips and the feet. Pardon me, I'm so sorry. Not really. Ah, it's interesting how the body has this, differing relationship with sleep. Like sometimes sleep is just completely elusive to me, and I'll come here and be wide awake. And other times my body feels like it needs way more sleep than what I'm allowing it to come and offer morning practice. And that's interesting, because I try to be really good at paying attention to what my body wants and needs, and it speaks its own language sometimes. If I allow for extra sleep, it may be one of those nights that it doesn't want to sleep. If I don't allow for extra sleep, it might be a time when it really wants to. It's interesting. But I would say, in all these silly reflections about sleep, that it is worth allowing, if possible, when the body needs rest, to rest. We're receiving so much information and so much energy at all times, most of what we don't truly fully understand ourselves, but we do understand it when we're tired. And if you are able to rest when you're tired, really allow yourself to do that, even if it's taking a 2-minute nap. Sometimes I find my body's really needing to shut my eyes for just a couple minutes. Honestly, like it could be even 5 minutes. And if I allow myself to do that, I am so restored and so refreshed. Yet if I don't allow myself to do that, I'm constantly in the struggle of fighting the tiredness. It is such a great example for me of just surrendering to what my body wants, and then being able to move through the experience much more quickly and much more efficiently, rather than fighting it. Anyway, saying that, let's raise our arms over our head. Hands come to prayer, prayer comes to heart, and really just honoring, loving, giving gratitude for this body, this amazing instrument of consciousness, this heart, this mind. There are so many facets of the human organism, the human body. We are physical selves, but we are also emotional selves. We are also energetic selves. And all of this is somehow registered in this moving energetic process that we call the body. It feels solid, but it isn't. And it's such an incredible gathering of energy in one place. And so many infinite varieties of consciousness passing in and through, manifesting from us. It's truly an awe-inspiring vehicle, vessel. So I really offer this, gratitude practice so we can feel into how amazing our bodies are and all the things they get to experience and taste and kiss and dip your toes in warm water, dip your body in freezing cold water, and all the fun things we get to do. Thank you, body. Thank you, heart. And then we'll inhale, our arms come overhead, hands come to prayer, prayer comes to heart. We're just going to offer love and gratitude for all the people on the planet. And I am especially dedicating this morning's practice of gratitude and love for other people to the people in the world who have opinions and judgments that are completely opposite to mine, who are just exquisite human beings, just as I am, just as we all are, who have completely different belief systems to mine and completely different values. And I just really want to acknowledge that that's okay. People are allowed to feel how they want to feel. Now, when we're perpetrating harm or violence against anyone, even if it's ourselves, that is a spiritual question to examine. That is a soul path. And how do we have a relationship with people who have different opinions that bring violence to others or who cause harm? They are also human beings. They are also incredible instruments of consciousness. I think our relationship with nonviolence must begin with ourselves. And if we are having thoughts of judgment, or let's just say thoughts of judgment, let's bring it inward instead of outward. Because, and I don't mean let's bring it inward in terms of let's judge the self instead. Plenty of that going on. What I mean is, you are creating the reality that you're living in, and the frequency and the vibration that you're living in, by how you're engaging with people who have different opinions to yours. What is most effective is not meeting violence with violence. What is most effective is not meeting judgment with judgment. What can be effective is cultivating a space of self-compassion and self-love, so that you can offer your energy of a higher vibration to situations that aren't what you want them to be. And know that you are actually really contributing a frequency of love and compassion, even if that doesn't have a tangible, visible success attainment measurement. If it is authentic and in your heart, you're offering it. I'm really going off this morning. Anyway, self-judgment. I am giving love and gratitude for the people that have different opinions to mine, because this is our soul path we're walking together, and their experience is no less valid and no less important than my own. And if they are going to walk in their path authentically, I have to respect that. And we do what we can to curtail violence and cruelty and harm. There are so many reasons that that happens, and mostly it just comes from a place of deep, deep wounding. And that wound then gets either, well, the wound is internalized and then projected upon the rest of the world. And we see it in our day-to-day situations, maybe at our workplaces or within our family dynamics, or those sort of situations where unconscious wounding starts to be projected outward. Not unconscious wounding, wounding that the individual carrying the wounding might be unconscious of, and then that individual projects it out, and it's quite clear to see. And so, you know, we all have that. I have it. We all have wounding. And so as we cultivate our compassion for ourselves with our wounding, we can cultivate compassion for others, not maybe for their actions, not maybe for their deeds, but for the wounded part of themselves that cannot see except to harm. May we all live in compassion for each other. May we all have compassion and love for these wounds inside of us. A bit of a longer practice of gratitude today, because perhaps it's sometimes hard to find that gratitude. And that's why I wanted to especially dedicate it to people and situations that have very different opposing beliefs to my own. Can we offer genuine gratitude and love for those people? I think we can. And then we'll inhale, our arms come overhead, hands come to prayer, prayer comes to heart. Offering love and gratitude for this planet and everything it does to sustain all of us. Everything it grows, what it offers. The planet is truly an incredible place. We're going to come into our supported back bend. Really having serious thoughts about not releasing this practice this morning because it's been so scattered in terms of talking and not much physical practice, but perhaps that's what's called for. So if you're going to do the supported back bend with me using blocks, the one block will be on its tallest setting like this. The second block will be on a medium setting like this, and your head is going to rest on this block, and this block is going to rest between your shoulder blades, with the base of the block here, about at the bottom of the shoulder blade area. If you don't have blocks, you're going to have a nice sturdy oblong cushion or bolster along the mat that you are going to just recline over, and that bolster or cushion is going to just rest right here at the base of the spine, and you'll lean back over that or roll a couple of blankets into a oblong sausage shape, burrito shape, and the same thing. Just make sure they're tightly rolled so they're not just going to collapse underneath you, but they have some sturdiness. And we'll just come into the supported back bend. We don't have a huge amount of time left today in practice, so I think we'll do a supported back bend for a while. And you also may want to grab some blankets to cover yourself if you're cold. Amazingly, it's not that cold in here today, which is great. I'm very, very grateful that it is not as cold as it has been this week. Oh, and then this can feel just really good. Feeling this heart opening from behind. Allow yourself to really drape your body on your support. The blocks are especially effective, I feel, because they are the sturdy support, almost pushing into the back of our heart center and holding us up. But if you're on blankets, if you're on cushions, that's also wonderful support. And you can just allow the weight of your body to really, really melt into the support. Just, we'll be here, and we're going to be here for a while. What the supported back bend does is it allows the heart center to open. We increase our circulation through the heart. You may roll your head from side to side. Just do whatever feels good. If having the legs in a butterfly position does not work for you, just have the legs straight. And as we're here, you may feel into your heart and breathe through your heart, inhaling and exhaling through the heart. Calling to mind again any beloved, any situation in the world, any person, a place of suffering that you wanted to offer your heart light, your energetic support, your love to this morning. You may find yourself bringing them into the mind's eye again. And just as we lie here with our hearts wide open, breathing through the heart and exhaling through the heart, just offering that stream of light and support. And you can trust that wherever it is that it's going, however far, however many miles on the planet, on a different part of the planet, every single energetic intention you embody creates its own ripple in the energetic field. You are sending something real and something profoundly beautiful to the person, place of dedication. It is real. So feel the realness of your offering, of your dedication, of your devotion. Maybe noticing noises outside. Let's take an inhale and sigh it out. And inhale again. We're going to bring our feet back to the floor with the knees pointing upwards. And we're going to just slowly roll off our setup. So whatever you're on, you're going to have your left arm to your side for support. And you're going to use your right hand just so that you don't come down too quickly. And then just allow yourself to curl in a fetal position as you come off the side. And you may just take a breath here, feeling the heart. So I have talked a lot today, more than normal, and I've been normally quite talkative too. So I apologize if you were signing on and looking for a bit of a more dynamic practice. I am in two minds whether I should release this video, but we'll see. We're going to bring our legs out to a wide straddle and then just take some torso rolls to the right. And then some torso rolls to the left. Maybe allowing the head to join the movement of the spine. And we're going to take a nice forward fold. So I invite you, if this angle is challenging on the flexibility, to have a block for underneath your forehead so that as you come down, which might be here, and if that's the case, I would really do something like, well, there's two boxes about the same height as one block. So even if you had two on top of each other, if your balance is really challenging, bring this in close to you. So your hands are here, and then you just let your forehead rest. If you find forward bending in this position to be challenging, if you can come down part of the way and can find this sort of setup here, that can feel good, especially if it allows you to really feel the length from the tailbone to the crown of the head. I'm going to push this out just a little further so to see what I mean. And then you're really just make sure it's sturdy, letting the weight of the body fall in through the forehead so you can really properly rest on that block. This is perfectly good too. Probably the sturdiest of everything. And, we haven't done much movement today, so we're not super warmed up. So just take the forward fold that feels comfortable for you. Just make sure you've got some kind of support under your head so that you can actually relax. And you may be feeling some tension in your hips. And if that's the case, just really breathe into any areas of tightness, anything that feels like it's gripping. Is your jaw gripping? Maybe just allowing yourself to smile gently. And as we rest here, really letting the forehead relax into whatever support, imagine there is a vortex of liquid running through your mind, through your third eye, deep into the earth. It's a silver liquid, almost mercurial. And it's in this beautiful, supple vortex of running liquid.
And it's so cleaning and so clearing. And any distracting thoughts, any noise, anything at all, it's just being carried out of the brain, out of the mind, on this vortex of healing liquid through the third eye and deep into the earth. Let it all run down, away into the ground, as if the mind were being washed from within. And as you feel that vortex just begin to evaporate, again, checking the jaw, checking the hips, and pushing out slowly using your hands. Just come back gently in stages, just walking the hands slowly back in.
And you're going to come and lie on your back. Bringing the knees to the chest. Circling. And other way. Letting the knees fall. And we'll just do a simple side twist. So in whatever position that's comfortable to you, I'm going to cross my right leg over my left and let the legs fall to the left, extending my right arm, looking out over the right arm. And you may notice here, just for a moment, this lasting impression on your back from our extended supported heart opener may affect how this position feels. And then coming back up to center, taking this twist to the right in whatever position is comfortable for you. I'm crossing my left leg over my right, extending the left arm. Just really letting the center of the back between the shoulder blades really rest on the mat here. Feeling the openness of the heart center. And then pushing up. You're going to extend your legs out for Shavasana, just letting your body rest. Maybe stretching everything if your body feels like that's what it wants. Taking a full body stretch, gripping everything, and then releasing. Releasing, letting the legs flop open, letting the hands rest at the side, palms are up. Fingers are not gripped. Let the basin of the pelvis relax. Sacrum, the muscles around the sacrum, just imagine them melting into the mat. allowing yourself to just find again that inner silence, that inner quiet, feeling your heart, relaxing your heart, feeling the shoulders relax, any tension in the body just evaporating and gently releasing. Slowly deepening the breath again, feeling the awareness of movement begin to ignite through the body, rippling sensation, and begin to bring some actual movement to your fingertips, to your toes, and gently rolling the ankles. Another deep breath in. And just gently, as you bring more movement online in your body, just making your way to one side in a fetal position again. Noticing how the back of the heart feels. Noticing just noticing. Then you're going to push yourself up to a seat. You may take some support for underneath your hips. We'll find this tall spine, keeping the eyes closed or in a soft focus. And we can bring our hands back to hold the heart center or Anjali Mudra, or just have the hands resting in the lap. And again, allowing yourself to really feel this turning inward, the silence within. And if you can take any time today to cultivate this silence within, gives us such an inner sense of peace. No matter what might be happening in our external environment. Breathing in, breathing out. And we'll inhale to Om together, taking a breath in. Om. I bow to you, my friends, my teachers, you who are kind enough to share this experience with me, to share this journey with me. It's a joy and an honor. I truly hope that I have offered something of benefit today, even just perhaps the chance to go within. And I am so grateful for all of you and the graciousness that you share with me in this practice. So thank you so much. Thank you for your exceptional, amazing gifts, each and every one of you. The world is a better place because you are in it. And thank you for sharing your unique gifts. I hope everybody has a beautiful day, and we'll see you here tomorrow or sometime soon, I hope. Take care.